Hi everyone. I'm going to call this Mudras Part 2. The difficult thing that I have, well, there's lots of things I have difficulties with, technology being one of them. But also, I I forget to add things when I record. I have difficulty with the technology part. So re-recording something that's taken me probably 10 tries already, I have a hard time with. So, Mudras Part 2. Just some things, and I wrote these down as soon as I recorded. I was like, oh man, I forgot this. So I also tend to look at myself while I'm speaking and not the camera, so I apologize about that. Mudras are stronger if you use both hands. They're perfectly fine just using one hand, but they're going to be amplified if you use both hands. And the longer you can hold the mudra, the more powerful it will be. So, you want to ideally hold a mudra up to 15 minutes. And you can see how that would be a little bit more difficult if you were doing this while you were physically moving through postures. I mean, would you stand in, Warrior One for 15 minutes? That would be intense. But could you sit in Thunderbolt or, that seated upright position or Lotus for 15 minutes? Yeah, of course we could do that. I mean, with modifications if we needed to. So ideally you would hold it up to 15 minutes and you would try to use both hands if you can. So that's Mudras Part 2, because I forgot to tell you that in the beginning, in that first video. Also, we have two hemispheres of the body. So I never know really where to add this part, but it comes up very frequently. So if you were using the mudras on either side of the body, like one side over the other in particular, these might come into play. This is also a common question I get asked when we're talking about rolling out of Savasana. So, some teachers will have you move to your right side, some will say move to your left. I always say move to a side, that it's not dependent on the teacher, it's dependent on the student. So what side do you want to roll to? So your left side improves circulation. There is slight pressure when you're rolling onto the left side on your heart, because your heart is on the left hand side. So when you're rolling to the left, everything that's on the right hand side is going to come over to the left. So this would be, rolling to your left side is optimum for blood flow. We will also revisit that when I talk to you about prenatal yoga. The left side is related to the lunar side, or your feminine side. And the energy there that flows through those nadis that are on the left-hand side of the body are pulling, and we call it our yin energy. The Chandra nadi runs along the left side of the spine, is associated, and we'll talk about the nadis again in a little bit when we talk more about prana and how we control it. But the Chandra nadi runs along the left side of the body, and it is associated with relaxation and restfulness. So the right side of your body, if you were going to hold something on the right side of your body, or you're rolling to the right side of your body, your heart is above your organs, which means that there's less pressure on your heart. The right side represents warmth or heating or warming up, and it is your yang energy. So we always have that union of opposites, the yin and the yang, and we'll talk more about that too when we talk about physical practice. Excuse me. It's related to the solar or the masculine flow of energy in your body, and your prana nadi runs on the right hand side. It correlates with action and awakening. So using those, using mudras in association with one of the hemispheres of the body could, amplify those energies that are running in those nadis. And, rolling in and out of your savasana, or rolling out of, it depends on what side you want to roll to. So that's just, like I said, Mudras Part 2, because those are pieces of information that I forgot, because I didn't want to re-record. So I'm going to label this as, Mudras Part 2.